Speaker, because this next speaker is
Omar.
Okay, so this guy, he's currently serving on the Traffic Commission in Torrance.
Okay, I'm gonna move front, guys.
He's been a guest on InfoWars. And he's currently running for the 43rd Congressional District against Maxine Walters. And you know, I think that Omar brings a little cutting edge to the new way of looking at things. And I know he likes to keep it very real. But I told him to be gentle with the OC because, you know, he's from LA. So he is going to talk today about how you can be aware and support voters' fraud. Imagine that. So give it up for Omar Navarro.
Thanks for having me, everybody. I really appreciate it. How many of you believe in draining the swamp in the state of California? We got to drain the swamp in the state of California, especially in the 43rd Congressional District. I'm part of that swamp in the 43rd. Maxine Waters has represented me my whole life, over 35 years. 35 years. Nothing has happened in over 35 years. A lot of homelessness, a lot of poverty. But it's time for us to wake people up. We got to wake people up, and part of waking people up is keeping voter integrity. We have to keep voter integrity in the 43rd Congressional District and on the rest of the state of California. What I was looking into, I saw that a lot of people who register from different addresses from out of state, they're going to vote here in California. Can you believe that? How many of you are concerned about that? I mean, Democrats are using people to win elections here in our state. Illegally, yeah. We got to stop that. We got to stop it. And how do we do that? We have to crack down on them. We have to make sure we're doing everything possible to make sure that we're keeping integrity in the state of California. Integrity. How many of you want integrity in the state of California? Come on. Yeah. State of California. We got to keep integrity here. We got to keep it together, but we got to stay engaged. I'm telling you, fellow patriots, we got to stay engaged. If we're not staying engaged and vigilant, we're going to lose elections. We got to make sure we're staying strong, and whatever we do, we got to encourage people. We got to talk to people. When I say this, you got to go out there and speak to at least 2% of the people. You might get 98% of the people might disagree with you on an issue. You might get a liberal that says, hey, I disagree with you. But then you're going to get 2% of them that might say, yes, I want to talk to you. When they talk to you and you speak common sense to them, they're going to listen. In the 43rd Congressional District, I'm going in Inglewood, 91% registration of Democrats in the city of Inglewood. I'm knocking doors. I'm showing people, how can you live this lifestyle? Do you want to live in an area where it's infested with gangbangers? How many of you want to live in an area with infested with gangbangers? No show of hands. Nobody wants to live in an area infested with gangbangers. People want to live in a community that is strong, that is vibrant. Look at this beautiful park right here. We're in Fountain Valley. Look at this beautiful park. I'm very proud to see this. I'm very proud to see a community that is together right here. And I want the same thing for cities like Inglewood, like Hawthorne, like Lawndale, in the 43rd Congressional District. I want to make sure that we're strengthening our economy locally also. Businesses are fleeing the state of California because of policy like Governor Brown that are enacting and all these Democrats. It's time for us to say, instead of saying impeach 45, support 45. Support 45. Support 45. Wake up. Let's realize we got to get the job done. We're not going to get the job done by complaining. We're not going to get the job done by sitting down watching Fox News. We're going to do it by going out, knocking doors, supporting our local candidates. Remember, we also got to support our law enforcement, the men and women who protect our freedoms. That is essential. So, not too long ago, I had an announcement, and I went to a home, a big home. There's a lot of walls. There's gates. And I was outside of Maxine Waters' home, and I talked about how there's voter fraud going on in the 43rd Congressional District. And I talked about how people that live in the district, they represent. They have to live in the districts they represent. They have to live in those districts. If you're not living in the district you represent, what are you doing? What are you doing for the people in the service of those districts? What are you doing to serve them? So we have to make sure we're fighting for every American that is here today, and that's why I want to make sure that we're keeping voter integrity in the state of California. I'm fighting for it in the 43rd Congressional District. I talked to a young lady earlier, we were talking about voter integrity and keeping it together in California. We got to keep it together. That's a hashtag. Keep it together in the state of California. Hashtag that. Keep it together and keep voter integrity. We have to make sure we're doing whatever we can. Thank you guys for having me. Those of you who want to talk to me afterwards, my name's Omar Navarro. I'm proud that I'm in front of fellow patriots. We got to drain the swamp in the state of California. God bless.